Hey guys, first of all, happy December. It snowed. It's beautiful. I wish that you guys could see how pretty it was from inside the classroom. I think it's a little too, yeah, it's too bright. But I hope you're all enjoying it as much as possible. So I wanted just to really quick talk through some of the questions for episode 4 of Limetown. So I'm going to make myself tinier and I'm going to present. All right, let's go over here. Okay, so episode 4 is called DDoS. So our character that we're doing our case file on is Max. And so when, I've already listened to this whole podcast, and so I think it was a little confusing in this episode. In next episode, episode 5, it'll be way clearer. But his marital status is that he was married, but he is divorced. So he was married to someone named Deirdre Wells. So the TV show Signals is like based off of Max's real life. So it talks about like Deirdre in that little like clip, but it is a little confusing. So I wanted to kind of clarify that. So he's divorced. He was married to Deirdre Wells. And so like this part right here, it says extra notes. Let me get my pointer. It says extra notes here. There we go. This is just for you. Like, you don't have to write anything here, but you could write something like, he was the lead researcher. He seems nervous. He's very, like, kind of just whatever about things. Just kind of like things that you note about him if there's not any space in the assignment to write it. So then down here, we're looking at indirect characterization. So these are all examples of indirect characterization. And the reason why is because none of these things are direct. They don't just say Max is this. It just tells us something about him and we have to piece it together ourselves. So for example, let's look at he wears $5 sunglasses with the stickers still on them. So maybe that could tell me he might be like always in a rush, or maybe he just kind of doesn't really care about appearances, things like that. He's not materialistic, something like that. And then you'll do that for all of these. So what do these things tell you about Max? And then also, I forgot to put a little circle here, so don't worry about this part. Usually I'd have like a thing where you can drag to put male. And then for occupation, you can tell me his occupation before Limetown or after like he got to Limetown or both. It doesn't matter. And then let me go to the next part here. Okay. And then it says, in your own words, describe what the implant is and how it works. So it's asking about the implant that they're using in Limetown, not just like an implant in like the real world, like in our lives, like in Limetown, like what was the implant and like how did it work? What did they do with it? Where did they put it? And what was the point? And then it says, think about the reasons why this experiment could be considered impressive. So the word impressive is very positive. So like if you're impressed with something, you're like, wow, that's amazing, right? So how could people look at this experiment and think like, wow, that's really impressive. That's amazing. And then the third one, it's think about reasons why this experiment could be considered monstrous. So think about how could people look at this experiment and be like, this is horrible. This is awful. This is monstrous, right? Monstrous has a negative connotation. And then, so down here, it's asking about the made-for-TV movie Signals that they talk about. So it's based on Limetown. How we have Max, we have his wife, or now ex-wife Deirdre. But it says, what does it suggest about the purpose of Limetown? So just listen and like to when Mark, the person that works with Leah at APR, is describing the movie. What does he say? Like, Oscar Totem did, or like was trying to do. And then it says, what does it suggest about Max? So what is the TV show, the little clip that they play, what does that suggest about Max's character as a person? So just do your best on those. But if you are looking at the transcript, it'll be right in there for you. So if you guys need anything, just let me know. But I hope you guys have a great week and enjoy the snow. It's beautiful. And I miss you guys. Have a good week.